Okay, my story started when I just got my personal training certificate. I was doing personal training at Gold's Gym, working out all the time. I was actually going to school online for health and sports sciences. I got into where I really was enjoying personal training. That all came from a background in sports, growing up all through high school. I played 7 sports, baseball being my biggest one. I actually played college baseball. The day of the doctor's appointment, I went in for an ultrasound for what I thought was going to be a sports hernia, and I was going to have surgery on it, no big deal. They sent me to 3 other doctor's appointments in the same day, and I ended up at the end of that day getting diagnosed with stage 3 testicular cancer. Naturally, it made a lot of my relationships a whole lot stronger than they were before. You know, when you get a diagnosis like that, you tend to love a little deeper, care for people a little more. My girlfriend Jenny came down that night because she knew I told her that there was something wrong. I needed to tell her, but she had no idea what was what, and she pretty much just hit her with it. I just laid it out there. I was like, I got testicular cancer. Everything's gonna be okay though. We're gonna get through this. I was naturally flooded with all kinds of emotions. Naturally, being scared was really, I guess, the main one, because you don't know. At that point, you hear the word cancer and you automatically assume the worst. Luckily for me, though, I had a really great doctor who reassured me from the very beginning that everything was going to be all right. I was going to live as long as I wanted to and have a great life. It affected my everyday life in a lot of ways. Naturally, going through chemo, I've always had a very active lifestyle, and I pretty much had to have a sedentary lifestyle for probably close to 6 months, just because chemo just wears your body down. You don't have the energy to do anything. So that was probably the biggest effect that it had on my everyday life. It transformed me in a lot of ways. It made me a lot stronger person than I ever thought I could be. I'm stronger now in a lot of ways, especially in my faith. It's really strengthened my faith. I have pretty much unwavering faith. So that's probably the biggest way it's transformed me. What's next for me? I actually have a lot of plans coming up. I'm actually working with an organization right now called Testicular Cancer Foundation. I'm doing a lot of reaching out to newly diagnosed patients, meeting with them, kind of letting them know what to expect coming up, as they start chemo, as they go into this journey. I really am passionate about sharing my story, not just from the cancer side of it, but from the faith side of it, and letting people know, with the right faith and the right plan and good friends and family by your side, you can conquer anything. So that's pretty much what's next for me, is really getting out there and sharing my story. I was in treatment for 6 months, and now I can say happily that I am cancer-free. I will have to continue doing scans for, the next 5 years. I drew strength through this whole process from my favorite Bible verse, and that's Jeremiah 29:11, and it goes like this: "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future."